Hello and welcome. Today we are going to learn about the human brain. In this video, we'll cover the basics: what the brain is, where it's located, how it's protected, the different tissues it's made of, and a detailed look at its various parts. Let's get started. The brain is the most complex organ in the human body that controls thought, memory, emotion, touch, motor skills, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body. On average, an adult brain weighs between 1 to 1.5 kilogram. It is mainly composed of billions of nerve cells called neurons, the fundamental unit of the brain and nervous system. Neurons are the building blocks of the brain, transmitting electrical signals and communicating with each other through synapses. This intricate network allows us to think, feel, and interact with the world around us. Neurons communicate through electrical impulses and chemical signals. Recent estimates have suggested that the brain contains anywhere between 86 billion to 100 billion neurons. Neurons are characterized by their unique structure, which includes a cell body, soma, dendrites that receive signals from other neurons, and an axon that transmits signals to other neurons or to muscles and glands. Alright, now that we've covered the basic concept of brain and its cells, let's shift our focus to how the brain stays safe in the body. The brain is enclosed within the skull, where it is suspended in a layer of fluid called the cerebrospinal fluid. It protects the brain from minor mechanical shocks and jolts. Furthermore, it also serves minor immunological roles and provides the necessary nutrients required by the brain. The skull consists of 22 bones, 14 of which form the facial bones, and the remaining 8 form the cranial bones. Anatomically, the brain is contained within the cranium and is surrounded by the cerebrospinal fluid. The cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, is a fluid that circulates within the skull and spinal cord, filling up hollow spaces on the surface of the brain. Every day, the specialized ependymal cells produce around 500 milliliter of cerebrospinal fluid. The brain consists of two types of tissues, gray matter and white matter. 1. Gray matter mainly consists of various types of cells, which make up the bulk of the brain. 2. White matter is primarily composed of axons, which connect various gray matter areas of the brain with each other. Generally, brain is divided into 3 main parts. Number 1. Forebrain, that is the largest part of the brain. Number 2. Midbrain, that is the smallest and central part of the brain. Number 3. Hindbrain, that is the lower part of the brain. Before starting into the discussion about the different parts of the brain, let me first explain what the terms anterior and posterior refer to in anatomical positions. Anterior refers to the front, and posterior refers to the back. Alright, let's start by understanding the first and biggest part of the brain, that is forebrain. It is the anterior part of the brain, positioned at the front of the brain. The forebrain consists of 3 main components: the cerebrum, the thalamus, and the hypothalamus. First up, we have the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It consists of the cerebral cortex and other subcortical structures. Cerebral cortex is the outermost layer of the brain. Its surface has many folds, giving it a wrinkled appearance. The folds consist of many deep grooves called sulci and raised areas called gyri. Cerebrum is composed of 2 cerebral hemispheres that are joined together by heavy, dense bands of fiber called the corpus callosum. Within the cerebrum, we find 4 distinct lobes: the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. These lobes play vital roles in functions such as speech, movement, perception, and memory. 1. Frontal lobe. It is associated with parts of speech, planning, reasoning, problem-solving, and movements. 2. Parietal lobe. Help in movements, the perception of stimuli and orientation. 3. Occipital lobe. It is related to visual processing. 4. Temporal lobe. This region is related to perception and recognition of memory, auditory stimuli, and speech. Cerebrum function. The cerebrum is responsible for thinking, intelligence, consciousness, and memory. It is also responsible for interpreting touch, hearing, and vision. Next, let's explore the thalamus. The thalamus is a small structure located right above the brainstem responsible for relaying sensory information from the sense organs. It is also responsible for transmitting motor information for movement and coordination. Moving on to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a small and essential part of the brain, located precisely below the thalamus. It is considered the primary region of the brain, as it is involved in essential functions. From regulating body temperature and controlling emotions to synthesizing hormones and coordinating autonomic nervous system responses, the hypothalamus plays a crucial role in maintaining homeostasis. Midbrain. It is the smallest and central part of the brain. The midbrain consists of two main components, the tectum and the tegmentum. First, we have the tectum, located in the dorsal part of the midbrain. It serves as a relay center for sensory information from the ears to the cerebrum and controls reflex movements of the head, eyes, and neck muscles. It provides a passage for the different neurons moving in and out of the cerebrum. Next, we have the tegmentum, a complex structure within the brainstem. The tegmentum is involved in body movements, sleep, arousal, attention, and essential reflexes. Moving on to the hindbrain, the lower part of the brain. The hindbrain comprises three main structures: the cerebellum, medulla oblongata, and pons. First, let's explore the cerebellum. The cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain, located in the posterior portion of the medulla and pons. It is mainly responsible for coordinating and maintaining the body balance during walking, running, riding, swimming, and precision control of the voluntary movements. Next, we have the medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata is a small structure present in the lowest region of the brain. It mainly controls the body's autonomic functions such as heartbeat, breathing, and digestion. It plays a primary role in connecting the spinal cord, pons, and the cerebral cortex. Also, it helps us in maintaining our posture and controlling our reflexes. Finally, we have the pons. The pons is the primary structure of the brainstem present between the midbrain and medulla oblongata. It serves as a relay signals between the lower cerebellum, spinal cord, the midbrain, cerebrum, and other higher parts of the brain. The main functions of the pons include controlling sleep cycles, regulating the magnitude and frequency of the respiration. Pons is also involved in sensations, such as the sense of taste, hearing, and balance. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover the wonders of the human brain. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your brain in top shape. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support fuels my passion for creating more informative content like this. Thanks for watching.